In this video, I'm going to go over some of my favorite TRX exercises. Just remember, the closer you get, sometimes it's harder. The further away you get, sometimes it's harder. First, you want to take the TRX handles and measure them to the middle of your calf. The cradles will almost go right above the ankle. Then, lay down on your back, place both feet in the cradles, connect to your shoulder blades. Exhale to lift and squeeze through the glutes, maintaining a strong core and a nice sense of posture, wide collarbones. Let's get just a few more. Continue to lift and squeeze those glutes. Holding this next one high, begin to bend and lengthen those legs, pulling your knees in towards your ribs. Exhale, lengthening out, keeping your hips and tailbone in the same spot the whole time. Just about done here. Take this next one all the way up into that bridge. Articulate all the way back down. So I'm almost maintaining that tabletop, which is a little bit difficult with my feet this high. I have to take my time. I curl the pubic bone, articulate from tailbone to shoulder blades up, shoulder blades to tailbone down. Next up, I'll be placing one foot in both cradles, crossing the opposite leg over the cradled leg. So let's do right foot in, crossing that left ankle over the right shin, and exhale, lift, squeeze, inhale to lower. Pausing it here, I'm lifting and squeezing, staying up on those shoulder blades, connecting to triceps and palms. Next up, I'm going to tabletop that left leg. Fingertips behind the ears. Exhale to lift the chest into flexion, or spine rather, into flexion. And as you can see, I'm pulling one knee in at a time, extending the other. Right leg goes to the ceiling, left leg goes to 45 degrees. Next up, simply switch legs, starting with that crossover bridge. I have my left foot in the cradle, right crossed over. It will be followed by that variation of single leg stretch where one knee comes to the chest and one goes to 45. Thinking more classically in terms of single leg stretch, grab those handles in your hands. Begin to pull one knee at a time to your chest while the other goes to 45, holding that flexed spine position if you're able. Your next set will be a little tricky, so you may have to pause. I'm going to take a seat and place my right foot in both cradles facing the suspension cord. I'm going to lift into a inverted bridge position. Take my left fingertips behind the ears, right foot is in cradle, and pulse through the obliques, taking my left elbow toward the right side. And then I simply switch. Do this at your own pace. Followed up by just taking a seat, facing your suspension cord, holding the handles in tabletop position. Exhale to lift the chest. Inhale to come about 2 inches off the mat and then all the way back up. This is a great core burner. Pulling your ribs together, reach those arms high above the shoulders and exhale as you lift the head, neck, and chest. Facing the same directions, we're now going to take the feet in the cradles. The actual way is heels in the cradles. Arches or pads of feet are kind of there on the handles. Find that adjustment. Otherwise, you can place your arches on the cradles and just get into that hinge bridge. Lifting straight up, straight down, squeezing your glutes together to alleviate pressure on that tailbone. Come on up to a seated position. Straighten your left leg, cross the right over the left, and turn onto your stomach. Going into swan, I'm going to take a breath, bring my hands under my shoulders, press down my pubic bone, exhale to lift up, inhale to lower back down. Only coming up as much as you can without feeling too much stress on the low back while still keeping that pelvis pressed downward. Heading into a forearm plank, I'm going to press myself up off the mat as one piece, not dipping the lower back. If your lower back can't help but dip, your suspension cord just might be a little bit too low. Feel free to adjust. We're just going to hold at first. Heading into pendulum swing, it's lateral flexion. Think of mermaid. So I'm keeping my ribs as stationary as I can. I'm only swinging the hips and below, side to side, as if I was just sliding across the floor, left to right. After taking a quick break, we're going to do that one more time. Finishing up here, we're going to now come to a standing position to change our suspension cord so the handles are to the knees, cradles are mid-shin or calf. I then kneel facing away from the suspension cord, holding the handles, dropping my body forward and back. As I exhale, come forward, I pull my ribs together, and I pull my ribs together again as I parallel my hands to my shoulders. This is called ab roll. Taking a seat facing your anchor or suspension cord, wide row. My feet are on the floor. I'm pulling myself up off the floor and then bringing myself right back down with my arms straight. Turning back around, going into that tricep press. Bend and lengthen those arms, bringing your whole body with you as you kneel away from your suspension cord. Turning back around, another set of wide row pull-ups. Exhale to pull, inhale to lengthen. Switching your grip, face the palms toward the body, pull yourself up and down. Pull yourself up and down. You'll notice I'm slipping a lot, having a hard time holding my position. That's because I'm not wearing shoes or grippy socks, so I recommend making sure you have one of those two things. Finishing up here. Next, I'm going to stand up facing away from the TRX, bending and lengthening my elbows like a push-up. I take my whole body from head to toe with me. Exhale, lengthen, inhale, bend.